I thought I needed more vitamins, but what I was really missing shocked me. I was taking 5 different vitamins a day, doing everything by the book. But one morning, I collapsed in my own backyard. I don't remember falling. I only remember waking up on the ground dizzy, confused, and terrified. That moment shook me more than any diagnosis ever had, because I had done everything right. Or so I thought. It turns out the thing I was really missing wasn't in a bottle. It wasn't something you could buy off a shelf or swallow with a glass of water. It was something far deeper and far more dangerous to live without. If you're over 60 like me and still feel tired, forgetful, achy, or just not you anymore, even though you're taking your vitamins faithfully, this video may change everything. Because what I discovered in the weeks after that fall wasn't just about health, it was about life itself. Today, I'm going to share the 5 things I was truly deficient in. Not vitamins, but real powerful sources of strength and healing that most older adults are silently missing without even realizing it. And once I began to restore them, my life didn't just get better, it made sense again. Before we dive in, if you believe growing older doesn't mean giving up, but getting wiser, please subscribe to this channel. Your support means the world to me and helps me create more honest, life-changing content for people like us. Now, let me ask you something personal. Which do you think does more damage to your health after 60? A, a lack of nutrients. B, a lack of purpose. Comment A or B below. I read every response. Now let's begin with the first hidden deficiency I never saw coming, and why it nearly cost me everything. I didn't figure it out right away. After that morning in the backyard, I started reviewing everything I was doing for my health. I looked at my supplements, my meals, my sleep routine, trying to find the gap. And for some reason, I kept going back to my vitamin D. My doctor had told me it was important, so I never missed a dose. Yet somehow my balance kept getting worse, my mood slipped, and there were days I felt like I was living in a fog. What I didn't realize was that taking vitamin D pills wasn't enough. My body didn't just need the nutrient, it needed the conditions that made that nutrient work. And that's when I noticed something simple, but life-changing. I had stopped going outside. In my younger years, I walked every morning. Nothing extreme. Just a quiet stroll with my coffee, watching the sun rise over the rooftops. But over time, between bad weather, sore knees, and the endless distractions of the modern world, I traded that time for the couch, the news, and my pill box. And that was the real loss. You see, vitamin D doesn't work well in isolation. It's activated and synthesized with the help of sunlight, real natural light hitting your skin. And movement, even gentle walking, helps your body circulate it effectively, along with all your other hormones. According to Harvard research, morning sunlight helps regulate your circadian rhythm, stabilizes mood, and even lowers blood pressure. None of that happens through a pill. So I started small. I opened the front door every morning. I walked just 10 minutes at first. I let the sun hit my arms and face. I listened to the birds instead of the television. And something started shifting. My stiffness faded. I felt more awake. My sleep, oddly enough, improved. And for the first time in months, I felt grounded. Not from a pill, but from the sun. And from moving again. Things I had stopped noticing, but that my body never stopped needing. After just a few days of getting morning sun and moving more, I felt clearer. But something still wasn't right. My energy was better in the mornings, yet by mid-afternoon, I was back to dragging my feet. I assumed maybe I needed a stronger B complex. I doubled the dose. Still, nothing changed. For months, I blamed my fatigue on low B12. It made sense after all. Doctors and commercials talk about how B vitamins help with energy, nerves, brain function. So, I followed the routine, took my pills, ate my leafy greens, added fortified cereal. But my energy never truly returned. The turning point came not from a pill, but from an unexpected lunch invitation. A neighbor invited me to join a small group of retirees for coffee. I hadn't sat with anyone for a real conversation in weeks. That afternoon, we talked, laughed, shared memories. And something strange happened. I felt energized. That evening, I didn't crash on the couch. I stayed up reading. I felt lighter, calmer, more human. That's when it clicked. What I was really missing wasn't biochemical. It was connection. Human contact, social engagement, something no vitamin could replicate. Science backs this up. According to the Mayo Clinic, chronic loneliness increases fatigue, weakens the immune system, and accelerates cognitive decline. In fact, a 2023 CDC report called Loneliness, a Public Health Epidemic, especially among adults over 60. Your brain needs stimulation. Your heart needs conversation, and your energy depends on whether you feel seen, heard, and valued. So if you're feeling tired, despite taking all the right supplements, ask yourself, when was the last time I had a real, unhurried conversation? No pill can replace the healing power of presence. What many of us need isn't more B12. It's someone to share breakfast with. Someone who looks us in the eye and says, "I'm glad you're here." For years, I believed calcium was the key to strong bones. Like many older adults, I took my 600 milliliter calcium supplement every day, sometimes twice. I drank milk, ate yogurt, even switched to calcium-fortified orange juice. But despite all that, my bones kept weakening. I started using the handrail to get upstairs. My legs felt less steady. I didn't understand why. Then one day, a physical therapist told me something simple but life-changing: calcium supports bones, but protein builds what holds them together. That moment rewired how I looked at aging. Our bones don't just rely on minerals, they rely on muscle. And muscle needs protein a lot more than most older adults get. Studies from the National Institutes of Health show that after 60, we need at least 0.45 to 0.6 grams of protein per pound of body weight daily to maintain muscle mass. That's about 65 to 80 grams a day for many seniors, far more than most of us are actually eating. The problem, many older adults reduce their appetite with age. Some skip breakfast. Others eat small portions of toast or soup. But that isn't enough to maintain muscle strength. And without strong muscles, bones can't stay protected. Once I started tracking my protein-adding eggs, Greek yogurt, lentils, grilled chicken, my strength noticeably returned. I could rise from a chair without using my hands. I no longer feared stepping into the tub or bending to tie my shoes. Calcium matters, but without enough protein to support the muscle structure around your bones, supplements won't keep you safe. Weak bones plus weak muscles is a recipe for falls. If you're over 60, think beyond minerals. Start thinking about your meals, because the strongest bones in the world still need strong legs to carry them. For a long time, I thought my sleepless nights were due to a magnesium deficiency. That's what the articles said. That's what people at the pharmacy recommended. So I bought the bottles, magnesium citrate, magnesium glycinate, and took them faithfully every night before bed. But still, I tossed and turned, fell asleep late, woke up at 2 a.m., then again at 4. No matter how many supplements I took, my mind stayed restless. That's when I began to realize something. I wasn't lacking a mineral. I was lacking true rest. The kind of rest that comes not from pills, but from preparing the mind and body to let go. Most of us treat sleep like an on-off switch. We stay mentally busy until the moment our head hits the pillow, then expect our bodies to shut down on command. But it doesn't work that way, especially after 60. As we age, our nervous system becomes more sensitive to stimulation, and we lose melatonin more rapidly. Magnesium might help regulate some brain activity, but it can't overcome a brain that's still racing from the day. What changed my nights wasn't just what I added, it was what I removed. I turned off the TV an hour earlier. I dimmed the lights. I stopped checking emails, and I gave myself a gentle nightly routine, warm tea light, stretching a few lines of gratitude in a notebook. Research from Johns Hopkins Sleep Center confirms it. The brain needs cues, quiet, calm, consistency to enter deep rest. Not more pills, more preparation. Now I fall asleep faster. I wake up fewer times, and when I do wake, I feel rested, not foggy. So if you're taking magnesium and still can't sleep, ask yourself, are you resting? Or are you just hoping to shut off? Real rest starts long before bedtime. It starts with the decision to care for your mind, not just your mattress. Like many people my age, I started taking omega-3 supplements to protect my heart. I read the labels, I followed the dosage. I even switched to wild-caught salmon twice a week. I did everything right, but deep down I still felt empty. My heartbeat was steady. My cholesterol numbers looked fine. But I couldn't shake this lingering sense of restlessness, this quiet heaviness in my chest that no test could detect. I wasn't just tired. I felt detached, like I was drifting through the days without a reason to wake up. And that's when it hit me. I didn't have a heart problem. I had a purpose problem. The older we get, the more invisible we tend to feel. We retire. Our kids grow up. The phone rings less often. And slowly, without even realizing it, we stop feeling useful. But the human heart doesn't just need clean arteries, it needs meaning. A reason to show up. A reason to still care. Research from the National Institute on Aging shows that having a strong sense of purpose is linked to lower risk of heart disease, better sleep, improved cognitive function, and even longer life. And it's not about grand achievements. Purpose can be as simple as helping your neighbor growing a garden or teaching your grandchild how to cook. For me, it started with volunteering at a local library once a week. Nothing fancy, just reading with kids. But each time I left that building, my chest felt lighter. My mood was brighter. I slept more deeply. Omega-3s help, but they can't replace the emotional heartbeat of your life. If your heart still feels heavy, despite everything you're doing right, maybe it's time to ask not what's missing from your medicine cabinet, but what's missing from your days. Looking back, I realized something I wish I had known years earlier. Real health isn't just about what you add to your pill box. It's about what you bring back into your life. I spent years chasing nutrients, fine-tuning dosages, and trusting that if I just found the right combination of supplements, I'd feel like myself again. But what I truly needed were things that can't be bottled: sunlight, movement, connection, nourishment, rest, and purpose. These aren't luxuries. They're human needs, especially as we age. If you've made it to this point in the video, maybe something resonated. Maybe you've been doing everything right and still wondering why you feel a bit off. My encouragement to you is simple: start small. Step outside in the morning for 5 minutes. Call someone you miss. Add a bit more protein to your plate. Turn off the TV 30 minutes earlier. Give your day a reason, even a tiny one, to matter. These tiny shifts, practiced daily, are far more powerful than most people think. They've changed my life, not overnight, but steadily. And I believe they can change yours too. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of the 6 things we talked about, sunlight, connection, protein, rest, purpose, or movement, do you feel you've been missing the most lately? And what's one small way you could bring it back into your life this week? Please share in the comments. I read every single one, and your story might be the encouragement someone else needs today. If this video helped you, I'd be honored if you subscribed to this channel. And if you feel moved to support the work we do here, donations are always welcome, but never expected. Thank you for spending this time with me. Here's to living wiser, stronger, and more purposefully, one day at a time.